Good evening. I'm Sid Whedon, and this is the psychic weather report for the 8th of June, 2025. I really wasn't intending to do a pod tonight, but with the stuff that's going on in LA, I felt like I needed to get on, and because I don't know, I have some particular thoughts about this that I think are important. Um, First of all these people that are going down and participating in these riots and setting cars on fire and doing all that bullshit are idiots. They're fools. Why? They may have outrage. They may be angry about all sorts of things in life. I am angry about all sorts of things in life. True. But those people going down on the streets and getting up in the faces of the National Guard, they're simply playing into Trump's hands. Period. That's exactly what he wants them to do. Is to go down there and act like yard apes and burn some shit and throw bottles at the cops and all that jazz so he can declare martial law. And I'll tell you what, once he declares it, he'll never undo it. Period. He'll be king forever. And so these people that are going down there and acting all outraged, playing street fighting man, they're literally playing into Trump's agenda. They're doing what they he wants them to do. They are useful idiots. Sorry. I don't mean to be harsh, but the best thing they could do is all of them just go home. Just leave the National Guard standing out there in the middle of the street with nobody to point rifles at. Make them feel like fools. Show America how ridiculous this show of force is. If it's totally unnecessary, nobody is burning down the city of Los Angeles, and life's good. Just go home. The more they sit down there and run around and burn Teslas and throw bottles at the cops and antagonize the National Guard, the closer they're coming to getting into a real serious incident. For nothing. This is a made for TV crisis. This is not real. You know, a few hundred, maybe a couple hundred people. I'm pretty good at judging crowds. It wasn't that many people. Um, that they gathered down there at the federal building to protest the ICE raids. That's their right. They have a right. They don't have a right to block the street, but they have a right to go down there and protest. Maybe a couple hundred, like I said. See, to Trump, this is a golden opportunity because what he wants to do is deploy the military and declare martial law or invoke the Insurrection Act or whatever the hell demonic evil thing he wants to do to our republic. That's what he wants. He wants that trigger. He needs a justification, and they're giving it to him. And shades of Kent State University. This is exactly what they want. They want to terrorize us with their guns. And the best way to beat that is to don't play. Um, I mean, do you want to be sitting in a sniper's nest shooting cops with a rifle? Is that your vision of America going forward? It's crazy. It's insane. It's no one has to live that way. Um, it's time to remember who we are and remember that we're the greatest country in the world for a reason. And that reason is that we listen to each other, we take each other seriously, we value other points of view, and we have elections to decide these things. And nobody likes the results of any election. There's always something that could be better one way or another. Um, so, so what? You're not completely happy with everything in the world. Welcome to the human race. None of us are. Um, I could probably list 100 things right now that I'd like to see improved about the world that make me uncomfortable, that make me feel bad. Well, uh, I can do something about coral reef bleaching, maybe. Maybe I can do something about air pollution. Maybe I can do something about not electing politicians that want to abuse people. There's a lot of things I can do individually, but I can't handle it all. I can't do it all. No, that's not happening. So I sympathize with the people that are down in Los Angeles. I really do think we need to make a statement. I really do think we need to push back with every single lever we have against this Trumpian authoritarianism. I absolutely believe that's necessary. And what those kids are doing in LA, I get it. I really do. Um, I understand the outrage. I'm with them 100%, and yet I feel like Trump's playing them. I think he's playing them pretty bad right this minute. He wants a pretext, and unfortunately, I think they're giving it to him. So the psychic weather, as I experience it, is contentious. We're all struggling. We're not getting along with each other. Um, Things are difficult all around. Um, Sometimes we have the feeling of losing more than we're gaining, and we need to be aware. We need to stop. Wait a minute. Mm, hit the brakes. Is this a road we want to go down? Uh, what is this really going to help? Um, what kind of world do we want to envision? Uh, One of the things I think, once again, this is going to sound kind of political, but I'm a Democrat. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I've always been a Democrat. I'm what they call in the South a yellow dog Democrat. A yellow dog Democrat means that if the Democrats put up a yellow dog for election, you will vote for him. Yellow dog Democrat. I'm one of those. I cast a couple of votes for Republicans. in the last century, and I've regretted them ever since. Um, I'll never cast another vote for a Republican, ever. So, and I'm a partisan. I own up to it. I'm a partisan. Uh, so, that's where my biases are. But, it's like speaking to my fellow Democrats. We lack a cohesive, positive agenda. As a Democrat right now, what do you think you would want to, if you were out trying to recruit new members to the party, for example, and you're giving them that? Well, why should you be a Democrat? Why should you be a part of the Democratic Party? What would we say? Um, do we want to die on the cross of transgenderism, where this tiny percentage of people who have this issue and don't know which bathroom they want to go into, or want to go into the one that they shouldn't go into, or whatever? I don't know. I'm not one of those. I'm a straight guy. Sorry, I don't totally understand all this. Um, is that what we want to present as the Democratic Party? Is this what we're going to do for you, Mr. and Mrs. Six Pack America, Working Joe? Um, that we're going to make sure that transgender people can get into the bathroom that they want to go to? Is this what we're going to hang our hat on? Is this our agenda? Honestly, between you and me, I think that's a loser. Sorry. I know some people might be hurt by that opinion, and I apologize for any hurt. But as a political party, if we can't speak to a wider audience than that, we're doomed. We've got to be able to tell Mr. and Mrs. Joe Sixpack how are we going to make life better for them. How are we going to reach them? What are we going to say to them? That we're going to help you kids get into college. We're going to help you have a modest retirement in your old age, just barely enough to buy food and get cat food for the animals. And, you know, I mean, Social Security is not all that great. I haven't got it. I have Medicare too. Medicare is really all right. Um, Last time I fulfilled my necessary prescriptions on Medicare, I didn't pay a nickel. Just gave them my card and took the bag and walked out of the store. Period. I I didn't get charged. Medicare is all right. I don't know about Medicaid. I'm not on that. I The people who have it obviously feel like it's pretty important. And I don't want to see people dying in the streets. Why can't we have Medicaid when we can keep 13 nuclear powered aircraft carriers on patrol at any given time in the world? Why do we got to do that? Is that our job? Is somebody assigned that to us? Why can't we put at least some of that money into taking care of people instead of destroying people. You know, I mean, I care what happens in Yemen. I care if they're launching missiles into the Red Sea or whatever the hell they're doing. Yeah, I kick their butt. But 13 nuclear aircraft carriers on patrol at any given moment, each one of these having a crew of 4 to 6,000 people on this one ship. Do you have any idea how that expensive that is? You got to run the ship, and then you got to pay salaries for all these people on this boat. And we got 13 of them. Why can't some of that money go into just helping people, feeding children? There's kids that, you know, the modern world is hard. It's complicated. You have to be pretty doggone smart just to negotiate and navigate this modern world. People that have limited capabilities, they get lost. They don't navigate it very well. They're hungry. They don't have a way to put a roof over their head. They don't have a way to take care of their children when they get sick. Well, me personally, I want to help those folks. I don't care whether they deserve it. It's not important whether they're as smart as I am or if they worked as hard as I did to get all the benefits and such that I did. No, they didn't. That doesn't matter. They're still God's children. I still don't want to see people suffering anywhere. You know, I think we can be better. I really do. I think we can be better. Um, and you know, I think stuff like what Trump's doing right now in L.A. You know, this is like a fishing. You put the bait on the hook, throw it into the water, and the stupid fish bites the hook, and you pull him out. And that's kind of what Trump's doing with these protesters. Trump wants to take away our civil liberties. And these protesters are playing into that by they're giving him the video footage, like the burning Teslas and whatever. They're giving him the footage to justify coming in with the National Guard, suspending civil liberties, the whole 9 yards, the whole authoritative, authoritative, authoritarian dictatorship trip that he wants to go on. Now, I don't think most people in this country want that. But if most people in this country sit around with their finger up their ass and ignore it, well, then Trump's going to be king. And we're going to lose our civil rights. I hope that doesn't happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think. But the risk is there. That's part of why I'm doing this tonight. It just bothers me so mightily that these folks, I know their intentions are good. I know they want to express their outrage and push back on the machine, the whole 9 yards. I get it. I so understand. And yet at the same time, it's not the right thing for this moment in time. The right thing is to walk away. Leave those National Guardsmen standing in the street. pointing their rifles at no one. Honestly, that is the best strategy right now. Maybe another time it'll be different, but this is, as I said before, a made for TV crisis. Trump is generating this, he is provoking this because he's a master manipulator that way. He's evil, he has no soul, he has no morality, but he is very, very good at manipulating media. What I'm saying is be mindful, go about this carefully. Ask if you're being manipulated by the government, because you may very well be. These people have been doing this a long time. They're very good at it. And we got new young people coming up, and unfortunately, they fall for the same traps and all that jazz. I think I'm going to stop for now. I love you. Be careful. This is Sid Whedon with the Psychic Weather Report, coming to you on the 6th or the 8th of June, 2025. And in the more immortal words of Edward R. Murrow, good night and good luck.